Alright, welcome to another tutorial. This one's going to be based on the new blueprint node, slice procedural mesh, and this is what it does. It allows you to, well, slice procedural meshes. Slice. Oh, sliced. Sliced. Oh, goodness. Sliced. Alright. That looks really fun and interesting, right? So how do you do that? Well, this is a really quick start tutorial. So hopefully in the next video, when I have a little bit more information and I get to play around with it a little bit more, I'll do a quote-unquote advanced tutorial and give you the lowdown. This tutorial is just going to get you started and maybe get you figuring it out on your own. So let's delete this. We don't need this. We're going to, oops, my bad. I have a, all right, here we go. So there's nothing here. And I'm using the first person character. And no logic, really. All it is that we're going to need to do here is actually first, since I deleted that, we're going to dump this all to the old one. Oops, sorry. Yeah, this would be number 3. And so first we need to get some a material, right? We need to get a plane or something like that. So however you need to get it, find it, we need a plane. So we're going to go here and we're actually going to duplicate this plane mesh. The engine has a plane, so just find it. But let's see, actually, if we can get one from this somewhere in here. My bad. Plane. We will use this plane mesh here. Now, take note, it has 0 collision primitives, right? Prims. So that's going to be an issue. And it actually got me a few times. So we're going to duplicate this. Plane mesh 2. Oh, where'd it go? Damn it. Plane. Plane mesh 2. We're going to go procedural mesh. Move here. And while we're at it, we're going to get a cube. From... and by the way, to see this, you just have to click on View Options and click Show Engine Content. This is all in here. We'll just use this editor cube, which should work. I haven't tested it out, so if it doesn't work, well, we'll figure it out. Duplicate. Okay, and again, I don't know why that did it. Why that did that. Editor cube 2. We'll go over to procedural mesh, move here. All right, so why is that here? Oh, I see. That got me a little confused. All right, so in our plane mesh, I'm kind of doing this off a little bit out of order from my notes. In our plane mesh, let's rename this real quick. So we got this knife. Just call it knife. And to be actually even more proper, be like SM knife. And then this one's going to be SM mesh 2 slice. Now it's whatever. Just need it to recall something. In knife, we're going to go over to collision presets, put that overlap all. I just found that easier to do overlap all. Sure, block all would work too. And you also have to create a collision. See, make sure this has 0. So we're going to create a collision. Even though it looks like it has a freaking collision, it doesn't have a damn collision because it got me really good last time. Create box collision. Bingo. Now that knife has collision. In our thing to slice, actually we'll get to that in a second. Now we are going to our first person character. We are going to go ahead and add a static mesh component. Static mesh. And we'll do the SM knife. That's good enough. And then we're going to do another one. This is optional. I just needed something for reference. This is going to be called, oops, and I didn't even mean that. This is going to be the handle. And this can be whatever you want, really. I've been using a box, but cube, rather. And that's going to get set to the first person camera. I just needed something real quick, and that's that. So obviously our handle is really big. We kind of don't want it that big. So what we kind of want to do here, oops, let's just do it like that. So we reset the location, so it's now based off the camera. Now it's in front of the camera, and I'm going to put it at 150, and we're going to reduce this pretty big on all 3 axes, and make it a little thinner. Yeah, whatever, something like that. That should work. Now we're gonna parent our knife to the handle, or sorry, yeah, our child. The parent is the handle. SM knife is the child. So now we're gonna reset its location, and so the orientation of this does not matter, but for aesthetic and for correctness, we will do it like this. Now this could be, I need to figure this out. I'll show you later. There's some kind of either a bug or just a misunderstanding that I'm having, or just horrible at vector math, or all 3 maybe. And this should be, okay, this says block all, but this should be overlap all. It has a collision. It is the SM knife that I created, and that is it. So when you play, it should be like that. All right, right now it's not going to do anything. Well, it might actually. Oh yeah, it will on this one because it has a collision, so it really doesn't matter. But obviously it's because we created one already. Next will be the mesh to slice, and we did that. Okay, so this one now. So this cube that we got, right? It's already got a collision. Prim just fine, just one. As long as it has collision, it's good to go. In here, we have to toggle on a setting. It's called allow CPU access. This is very important. You have to toggle this on if you want to convert a static mesh to a procedural mesh component. I mean, you can read it, but it's required. Save. And collision set's already blocked all. Renamed it. That's it. All right. That's pretty much it when it comes to setup. Obviously, hopefully, maybe you already have something set up. The next one is going to be creating a blueprint actor class. BP, and again, my name kind of sucks, conventions, but mesh to slice. That's what we're going to call you. Open her up. We're going to add a static mesh component. Again, not the awesome name, but we're going to call you mesh to slice, and we're going to actually put it in the root. You don't have to do that. It's just a step that I did. We are going to, well, it's already block, and we're going to get the static mesh, and we're going to get SM underscore mesh to slice. Okay, and block all should be fine. Let's do block all. Oh, I lied, actually. Sorry. I do apologize here. Well, I did put mesh to slice, block all and all that, it's all in good. It actually has no impact, because in here we're actually going to put no collision, and then we're going to set hidden to game. Why are you asking, right? Well, it's because we don't want this to interfere with anything in our game, so disregard the whole block all thing. And so this actor is actually not even going to get rendered. Somehow I still had it in my notes, however. Once you do that, though, we're going to add a procedural mesh component. And then we're going here. We're going to do a couple things. First, we're going to toggle this off. Use complex as simple collision. Doesn't work with the slicer. Well, it does work with static mesh. I don't know. It just doesn't work. Set it off. Then you want to simulate physics, right? Once you simulate physics, you're going to go down to here. Block all should be fine. Yep, self collision block all. And that should be it. Everything's good. Everything's good. All right. Next, now we're getting to some fun stuff here. On event begin play, on event begin play, we are going to copy procedural mesh from static mesh component. And then all we're going to do is get this mesh that it's going to copy from and copy it to this procedural mesh. And very important, you're going to have to create a collision for it. Now that's it. Copy SM to proc SM. Or actually, it's not even called SM, right? Block mesh. Next, there's probably a million different ways you can do this. I just found it easy to just go ahead and make sure that's highlighted. Right click, add event collision on begin component on component begin overlap. I went ahead and go ahead and do the slice procedural mesh and just connect that. Now, it's pretty important. I've missed this twice already and tried to debug it. Make sure you put procedural mesh in this end procedural mesh. And then this plane position, we're going to get the other component. And obviously, if you want, and you should probably, make sure you do some checks here. For simplicity's sake, I'm not. But you're going to want to make sure that this is a knife that's actually going to cut it. If not, it's going to use anything. So we're going to get the world location of the knife, of the plane itself. And bam. Now, again, this is a little bit tricky. And I am going to have to do a little bit more research. But, you know, you'd figure that if you're going to cut up and down, you know, you want to get the z-axis, right? Well, that's not the case. And so to get this working, so it cuts up and down, you have to put y to 1.0. If not, it'll just cut in weird places. Now, go ahead and experiment, and please write down in the comments if you get something else working. I tried to get the up vector, I tried to get the right vector, and try to use the normals off of that for the plane normal. I tried to use a hit result from a line trace and try to get that through a BPI and inputting it in here. However, it wasn't working. I mean, it just would not let me set this without it being hard-coded. So I'm not sure if that's a bug. So the next step is going to be create other half. And then cap option, I'm going to create new section for cap. And then here you can pick whatever one you want. You can do this yellow one or orange, I suppose. So let's see. Comment that out. Slice me, baby. Everything works. We should be pretty good on this, unless I missed something, and we're about to find out, right? So actually, let's give this another. It's kind of weird. I guess some kind of white one. I guess beige maybe. Oh, this thing's huge. Was it this big always? What the heck? Wow. Hold on a second. Let's just do this. Now I'm not sure how this is going to affect it. So this might affect it in a very bad way. Alright, so we got the white one, right? Here we go. Willow white one. Slice. Slice. Oh! So I totally forgot to do my slice slice print string. But it is working. Where the heck is it? As you can see, it is working. Also, so we got a couple things here. This other half, slice, which we forgot, sorry about that, is we're going to promote this to a variable. And we're going to call this sliced proc meshes, right? These are actually the slice proc meshes. And then we're actually going to set simulate physics, and we're going to simulate physics on, because these do not have physics on by default. So we're going to do that, and then finally we are going to print string in a good color. That means it's good. That's green. That's good enough. And sliced. Now it should work. Okay, so we're going to go through a couple things. It's only going to happen in this way. Slice, 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 slice. And yeah, if you try to slice it this way, slice, 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 it's gonna slice that way, right? Sorry, I've got too many things. Let me close this. So you figure 1, 0 would do this, right? The problem is some kind of when you rotate this, it's gonna cause some problems here. It's sliced correctly. Okay, so we're good. We're slicing it correctly. It doesn't slice. Okay, so that's another thing. You have to slice from the right to the left. I don't know if you noticed that, but it's actually slicing. And once you make it too big, you're not going to be able to slice this. Well, you can, but there's you actually have to do that during the array. What you would do is you would take this and do this and then redo this. So you'd be able to do a slice procedural mesh on these slice meshes and just have that loop, or however you want to do it. So other than make sure that it actually adds, the X or Y value, that's the problem. So and then there's another bug here. I'm going to show it anyway. So, okay, so this slices correctly. Oops, sorry. I actually did it wrong already. So this slices this way, right? Slice. Oops. I sliced it already. Too hard. From the left. So we slice it, right? We slice it. Now if we move this a little bit, this already sliced the whole row away. However, now I gotta find the one that I can slice. It only works sometimes. Oh crap. Can I do a slice here? It'd be easier to do it here. So we're good, right? We're good. It's just going to the right, left, right, right, right. Now if you notice, if this by any chance gets all centered, see how it's up? I guess now it's not perfectly aligned. Even if you even if you go straight up and down, it's cutting at an angle, right? So I have to figure out the exact math involved, because I'm obviously not cutting it at an angle. I'm cutting straight on, but it is. So there's some kind of I don't know. I thought it could be the normal that it's messing up, but it could be something totally different. It could be the actual plane position that could be off, and I have to somehow figure out some kind of weird angle and get all this all vector math. But I've tried it. I tried it for a few hours, couldn't get it right. I tried to normalize. I tried to do a dot product. It just wasn't. It just something was not right. Again, I'm not sure if that's a bug or if it's just me and my newbie vector math skills. But I just kind of wanted to get this tutorial out of the way so people can start playing around with it and having fun. And hopefully I'll get an advanced tutorial here going on next couple days, maybe in the next week, if I can get the math working correctly. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. Go ahead and subscribe so you guys don't miss out on any tutorials. I'll try to do a few more on 4.13. Actually, I'll probably end up doing a lot more on 4.13, and then I'll work my way down to 4.12. There's a couple things that a lot of stuff in the community that just a lot of people don't know about. Since 4.12 is still pretty relatively new. All right, and don't forget, have fun.